Welcome back to Chaotic and Unbothered, the show where healing gets messy, love gets intuitive, and we reclaim our power one wild story at a time. I'm your host, MJ, and today we're talking about something so many of us are either in, recovering from, or denying while crying in our car. Situationship burnout. You know, the one where you're doing all the emotional heavy lifting, getting just enough affection to stay, and constantly wondering if it's finally going to turn into a real relationship. Well, babe, you're not confused. You're just tired. And you're not asking for too much. You're just asking the wrong person. This episode today is all about what situationship burnout really feels like, how we end up stuck in it, how to reclaim your time, your peace, and your power. So grab a comfy blanket, get your iced coffee ready, or light a candle, whatever your healing vibe is today, and let's get into it. So first, what even is situationship? It's that in between space where you're not single, not committed, and not exactly clear on what the hell is happening. You're investing emotionally, sometimes physically, sometimes spiritually, without any real structure, commitment, or consistency. It's being available for the bad day rants, hyping them up before a job interview, sitting with them and their trauma, but you can't even get a call from them without getting the "we're just chilling" talk. Now let's take burnout. Burnout in a situationship feels like this emotional whiplash. You're constantly guessing where you stand. You give and give attention, validation, energy, and all you get back are just crumbs. And somehow you start thinking you're the problem. So you might be asking yourself, what does it even look like? What are the signs that I might be burnout with my situationship? And it can look like several different things. It can be you're more anxious and excited when they text you. You feel guilty asking for clarity or boundaries. Or you've convinced yourself that if you're just more chill or less needy, things will work out. You don't talk to your friends about it anymore because you know what they're going to say back. Does any of this sound familiar? Okay, now let's get into the why. Why do we stay? Why do we give so much to someone who hasn't chosen us? And the one word for that? Hope. Situationships feed on hope and fantasy. You see their potential. You replay the good moments like a highlight reel and ignore the fact that you haven't heard from them in 3 days. You excuse it as they're just going through something instead of saying they're showing you who they are. And deeper than that, it's often tied to our inner child wounds. Maybe you had to earn love growing up, prove your worth, shrink yourself, or be perfect to receive attention. Now you're subconsciously just repeating that cycle. Another reason it could be is that you're just afraid. We're afraid to be alone, afraid to start over, afraid that this might be the best we're going to get. I got a spoiler for you. It's not. You're not clingy. You're seeking safety. And unfortunately, this person isn't providing it. Let's talk about the cost, because trust me, there is one. When you're burnt out in a situationship, your nervous system is just fried. You're always on edge and just waiting. Your self-worth takes a hit every time they ghost you and pop back up like nothing happened. You stop focusing on your own needs. You shrink, overgive, and shapeshift to fit what they might want. You're doing wifey or hubby things for someone who wouldn't even show up for your birthday. And the worst part, you're delaying real love. You're so wrapped up in this maybe that you're missing out on people who are actually ready to love you fully without the confusion. You deserve a relationship that feels safe, clear, and mutual. And if this doesn't feel like that, it's time for you to take a walk. So, how do we break the cycle? Because let's be real, logic doesn't always help when you're deep in the feelings. But here's going to be a start. Ask yourself these questions. Who taught me that love has to be earned? Am I holding on to their potential or their reality? Would I want my best friend, my daughter, my son in the same situation? And then there are some tangible ways that you can start to detach away from this. You can start with by taking space, block and bless if you need to. Remember, peace over closure. Write their name on a piece of paper, burn it, light a candle, say out loud, I release the fantasy and call back my energy. Take 1 full week to focus only on you. Journal. Go on a solo date. Get to know yourself again. Reflect on what you actually want in a partner. Make a non negotiable list and stick to it like your life depends on it, because in some ways, it does. And one final thing that you could do, and again, these are just suggestions, is affirmations. I do this daily. I kind of switch them up to, what fits in my day. And here's one that I think would really help in this type of situation. So let's just take a moment and say it out loud with me, or rewind, come back if you need to, and do it again. But I recommend doing this daily for a while. And just say this, say, I am no longer available for confusion. I am no longer available for almost. I only choose what fully chooses me. Let's say it one more time. I am no longer available for confusion. I am no longer available for almost. I only choose what fully chooses me. And as we're wrapping up, I want you guys just to remember something, that you are not too emotional, too intense, or asking for too much. You're just in the wrong damn story. So step out of it, rewrite it, be the main character, not a supporting role in someone else's chaos. If this episode hit home, follow Chaotic and Unbothered right here on Spotify and on Apple. New episodes drop Monday through Friday with bonus chaos when you least expect it. And if you've got a story to share, an idea for the show, or you just want to chat about today's episode, hit me up on TikTok or Instagram. I see every message and love connecting with the wild ones. I'll see you tomorrow, where we're talking about what happens when the most toxic person in your life is your parent. And yes, you can love somebody and still choose peace. Until then, stay untamed and unashamed.